Hello, my name is Stacy Kourinos. Today I'm presenting my action research titled Goal Setting in Elementary Mathematics. Is it effective? After reflecting on my interactions with students from 2nd to 5th grade as a math support specialist within my school, I focused on the lack of academic achievement and interest in elementary mathematics. Students appear to lack the internal drive to improve. This theory became evident when I analyzed my school's iReady benchmark data and noticed that 72% of our students perform below grade level. This led me to my main question: what is the effect on students' academic performance in math when goal setting is implemented within an elementary classroom? In my research, one main theory by Loke and Latham really stood out to me. The goal-setting theory supports the desire to achieve success by setting specific goals. Loke and Latham emphasize that setting academic achievement goals is among one of the most important and beneficial approaches in education. When students set a goal, they have a task to direct their attention to. Loke and Latham note that specific goals that require higher effort lead to more significant achievement than a do-your-best goal. A component of goal-setting theory is personalized learning goals that are linked to students' state learning standards. High achievable goals can be a motivational tool to increase effort, resulting in academic progress. Smithson made a valid point when she stated, when students set and achieve their own goals, they are more likely to attain a sense of self-efficacy and become more academically engaged. Both of these concerns prompted my action research. Rowe and her colleagues conducted a study with middle school students to test the effectiveness of goal-setting theory, instruction on academic engagement. The results support my study because they found that when students are given the opportunity to create individual goals, they show academic progress and classroom involvement. A goal-setting component that I later incorporated into my study was personal reflection. The importance of this stems from a study by Travers, Morisano, and Loke, in which 3rd grade students created growth goals and kept a diary where they could reflect on their progress and make changes to their goal plan. A conclusion was made by Travers and colleagues was that academic growth can result from both academically direct and indirect growth goals while being supported by the reflection process. In his 2016 case study, Dotson discovered that students need a clear understanding of the learning targets they are trying to accomplish. When students understand their learning targets, they become more engaged in class as they have a clear direction in their learning. Dotson also states that student ownership is a critical piece in goal setting. Progress monitoring provides a system to ensure that students value and own their learning. My research spanned over 7 weeks. I used qualitative and quantitative analysis to analyze the various data types collected. My research was set at an elementary school in suburban St. Louis with an enrollment of 528 students. It is important to note that within my school, 51% of students receive English language services and 47% receive free and reduced lunch, qualifying for Title I status. Participants included 8 5th grade students with whom I often work as a math support specialist. I also collaborated with 2 5th grade teachers who are the teachers of record for the participants. The interventions used stemmed from the information I read within my literature review. I led a small group lesson on goal setting and provided participants with the tools to track their data. Participants were given a reflection journal where they could write about their progress and next steps to achieve their goals. And finally, I held weekly small group discussions to check in with students about their progress with goal setting and how I could support them. As a way to ensure triangulation within my study, I collected various forms of data. Some examples of observational data were my classroom participation notes from when I observed in classrooms once a week and confirmed with the classroom teachers. Inquiry data was a math attitude survey that was given as a baseline and post-intervention to see if attitudes towards math changed. Small group discussion, where I kept detailed notes which were transcribed and coded for themes. A goal reflection survey. This survey was given post-intervention to get feedback about the goal setting process. Examples of artifact data were the iReady benchmark data and growth monitoring results, the goal setting journal, which I spoke about earlier, and pre and post test scores, which are used to assess academic achievement. When analyzing my data, I created charts and tables to organize results. As you can see here, this is a table showing the results of the goal setting reflection survey. Data collected from the iReady winter benchmark and growth monitoring check was the most important part of my study. The benchmark data was used as a baseline, and the growth monitoring check showed the effectiveness of goal setting on academic achievement. Using qualitative analysis, the results are divided. 50% of the participants scored higher with an average increased score of 4%. 50% of the participants scored lower with an average decreased score of 3%. Despite the individual results, the class average increased by 4 points. Pre and post-test analysis is another example of data that impacted the results of the study. The table indicates that all participants scored higher on all 3 post-tests, except for one who remained the same. It's important to note that participants didn't formally write goals for post-test due to the quick turnaround of skills, which was usually about a week, but within group discussions and intervention groups, students shared what they could do to improve. Classroom participation notes are examples of observational data. As I noted previously, the observations were made by myself on a weekly basis. I also discussed with the classroom teacher if these were typical behaviors. I noticed untasked behaviors such as answering questions, following along, asking for help, as well as off-task behaviors like talking during class, drawing, and having their head down. On-task behaviors coincided with the participants' plan to achieve goals. Although the assessment showed some growth, the inconclusive results and the findings from the goal reflection survey suggest the need for further research. Several limitations within the study impacted the results. For example, the small sample size made it difficult to find connections between the data and make generalizations for the larger population. The limited time frame also impacted the post-intervention data collected, since the growth monitoring check results had to be used instead of the spring benchmark assessment, which is usually given 16 weeks after the winter benchmark. For educators, they can initially implement data tracking and goal setting within their classrooms by using whole class data to increase interest and examine the impact on academic achievement. Here is a list of references used within my presentation. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation and offer thoughtful feedback. Thank you.